Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. You don't have to be a virtuoso or sing just so-so to know that there's one Sunday night every year that makes all of us believe in that age-old children's ballad from Greg and Steve. The one that always made me an emotional wreck whenever I had to sing it as part of my kindergarten graduation ceremony at school number 2 way back when in the early 2000s. That would be Everybody Has Music Inside. And that one Sunday night that happens on an annual basis, the Grammy Awards. And by the way, for such simplicity in the lyrics, back when I was a little wee kindergartner, the resonant, simple beauty contained within those lyrics just made the tears free flow down my face. Nowadays, whenever I listen to it, it's just, meh, it's alright. The music contained inside this board game, which happens to be the Don't Forget the Lyrics game show adapted by Parker Brothers for a fun and truly unforgettable board game, spans generation after generation, genre after genre, which truly makes for an awesome playing and listening experience. Listening, of course, depending on your singing abilities. This contains 400 songs, and it's for 2 teams. They don't specify the amount of players you'll need for 2 teams, so you really go ham on the amount of players, but it's for 2 teams of players ages 12 and up, which leads me to believe that some of the lyrics and some of the songs here may not be suitable for the Greg and the Steve demographic. Let's just put it like that, even though it is labeled a family game. Obviously, you have here, just for a bit of visual incentive, host Wayne Brady, now of Let's Make a Deal. But really, we're going to make a real big deal about what's going to happen inside. So, here we have the instruction and setup pamphlet. We have here in the box 400 lyric cards, a card reader sleeve, and that all-important game board here, which we'll show you in a little bit. The card reader sleeve is your secret lyric decoder sleeve. We have 2 money marker pawns, which are already pre-assembled here. We also have 18 category markers, 6 helper tokens, 6 $10,000 tokens, a pad of paper, which we do not have, 1 of 2 pencils, and a card tray, which you see here. So these are your money marker pawns. We also have the $10,000 tokens for the helpers who get the lyrics right for you. They're right over here. The helper used pawns are also here. And as you can see, we have all of the lyric cards, which I roughly organized in the card tray just for pretty's sake. When I opened this up after taking the wrapping off the tape, it was just a rough mess. So I took the liberty of roughly organizing them, not really strictly by genre because, well, just for time's sake as well. I mean, come on, I have a review to do here. These are your category tokens that you would place here onto the game board, which I'll show you in a moment. The game board right there. But first, let's have a look at the instructions. As always, we give you 10 seconds to look at the instructions, and then I'll do my very best to try and summarize gameplay. So, 10 seconds. Start the clock. There you go. And by the way, in this setup and instruction pamphlet, you'll find artist and copyright info for all the songs featured in here on these remaining pages. Because you gotta know who's saying what, right? So there you go. We'll move right along and show you the game board, and we'll try our best to summarize gameplay. So this is the game board. Let's unfold it now. And as you can see, we have 2 sides of the game board facing opposite directions. So that way it's much easier for both of the teams dueling it out without the use of banjos, hopefully, to play Don't Forget the Lyrics. Here, let's turn it around like this so you can see it better. Of course, they're all competing for the top prize of $1 million by guessing the lyrics of songs that range from songs arranged by decade, categorized by decade, 1960s, 70s, and 80s, to genres such as pop, rock, country, rhythm and blues, and love songs, and a special section here for divas. Alright. At the bottom of each side of the game board, you have your helpers. Whether that be a backup singer, a singer that can help guess the lyrics for you, 2 words where you can guess 2 of the 6 lyric words that are hidden in the other side of the lyric card. The missing words here that you have to guess. These fill in the blank words. Okay. And 3 lines. It's also on the other side of this, which you would place in the card decoder sleeve. So let's just use this as an example. The $1 Million song. One bad apple, don't spoil the whole bunch. So, this side here would give you 3 options, and you have to guess which one of them would be the right answer. We'll place it in here. And, let's drag it down here so you can see those 3 lines. You give up on love, you give up on life, you break up with love. The answer to that would be you give up on love. Of course, you gotta either belt out, actually sing, or just recite straightforward the lyrics here so that the teammates can better grasp the song. And again, the artist info, well, you can find out here in the instruction pamphlet. I would say the artist and song info definitely dominates this instruction pamphlet, but for good reason. Parker Brothers and Fox and RDF USA, the company that produced Don't Forget the Lyrics along with Abeloff Entertainment, don't want to get sued. So there you go. So those are your helper spaces. Of course, you would place these category tokens right down here, and every time, right on each corresponding space. And every time you get one right, you will remove a category marker to reveal the next category that you have to sing or guess. And as a whole, it would be a much more pleasant experience if you don't have the vocal chops of a Mariah Carey or a Michael Jackson just to recite the lyrics straightforward. However, if you think you have what it takes, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Your friends might, but I won't. Good luck to you on that. And they range from Grammy Award-winning Billboard Hot 100 chart-topping hits all the way to TV theme songs that might have gone obscure if it weren't for their exposure on television. Like, for example, Carry On My Wayward Son, which, of course, was the theme song for the WB's, now CW's, Supernatural. So these are your pawns here. We'll put them back. We'll put all this back. And for any music lover, I gotta say, this is a real sweet deal to own. We'll put the box back here. Oh, by the way, if you know the answers to the missing lyrics, you just say lock in those lyrics. If you get it right, then you win some money. And the first team to the $1 million, obviously, is the winning team. Are you ready to lock in those lyrics? Choose your category. Then see if your team can fill in the missing song lyrics. Like another example, the theme to New York, New York. If your team answers correctly, you move ahead. Not sure of the answer, use one of your 3 helpers, right here, to give you a hand. Now see if your team can see it's ready to win. The missing lyrics from New York, New York after and find I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill. If I wrote that, I would write down I'm king of the heights, as in, Brooklyn Heights. But I'm not John Canada, I'm not Fred Ebb. This is their claim to fame as much as it is Liza Minnelli's claim to fame, and we'll just leave it at that. So we'll give this a hand, as in 5 out of 5 claps, the maximum rating, because it really is that fun. And I want to say that I have not done any other item on Grammy site or before Grammy site that actually drives home the Grammy vibe of the video as this does. So this is definitely a very special Great American Songbook competition that, for this kind of price, is definitely a great deal that you will love a great deal. Thanks for watching TSR. Now, to see another awesome review like this one, click here. If you want to become a Hollywood bargain hunter, click here to subscribe. And I'll catch you on the thrift side.